I don't think 300 Blackout is really worth it, in my opinion.
Okay, so why is that? Because I think that it might be the minority opinion, although I'm seeing it increasingly more and more, like you said, on YouTube. There's been a bunch of videos coming out of people being like, 300 Blackout sucks, or it's not necessary, or
So
it's
I don't
not
think
useful.
I don't think that 300 Blackout sucks. All right, I don't think that it sucks. I think it has a job, it has a place, and people that like it can like it, and they can enjoy it, and they can have fun with it, and they can do whatever they want to do with 300 Blackout. I think personally, I think it's a little bit overrated. It's a little bit overblown. I think it causes problems and reliability issues. I also think the ammunition is too expensive for what it does and what it is. And then I'm not a fan of like, oh, if I'm shooting subs, now I'm shooting supersonic, now I'm shooting subsonic. So every time I'm changing the magazine going into the round, okay, pause, time out, let me adjust my gas block, let me change my buffer. I'm not a fan of that. For those reasons, I don't think 300 Blackout is worth it personally. I know that there are a lot of people that are going to disagree with that. I know you are one, you love 300 Blackout because you just think you're going to be, you know,
John Wick,
Ricky Recon
shooting in an
your house.
airport and no one hears it across the hallway or whatever that is. Remember that one scene where they're literally going. Pss, pss, pss. I think that was with handguns though.
Did you ever hear that overdubbed with what those two specific handguns actually sound
No,
like?
actually, I haven't.
It's so loud.
Is it really?
It's like,
Even with suppressors on there? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, people. It's because of those movies that honestly ruin things like suppressors and stuff for the rest of us. When it's
oh yeah, 100%.
You have no idea what a suppressor actually sounds
They've got
like.
everyone thinking that it sounds like.
Yeah.
When it's way.
No, it definitely does.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, it definitely does.
Oh, for sure.
Maybe your 300 Blackout with subs can kind of get close to that.
No, even the 5.56 is just like that. It's just a little snap.
Yeah, can hardly hear it.
Yeah, and it what was the term said to me yesterday by Eagle Run? It sounds like it was in a different context, but essentially they sound like little puppies barking. It's not much. It's not bad.
Right. So Josh, that's your opinion on 300. Charlie, what's your opinion? You've shot 9mm, you've shot 5.56, obviously 300. You've shot all kinds of stuff.
So I guess there's a couple of different perspectives on it. One thing that I'm always kind of like in the back of my head is, oh no, another caliber. Another thing that I got to keep straight in the safe at home.
True.
That is like, there's some people that they got they probably have, say you have 40 guns, you have 30 different calibers. How do you know which goes into which? Like, I might remember for a year or two, but then my brain will forget if I don't pick the gun up for a while. Okay. So that's always kind of one consideration. I guess from a 5.56 to 300, there's actually some big benefits there. Same magazine, same lower, same upper, same bolt carrier group. Literally the only thing that you absolutely need to change out is the barrel.
Yeah.
That's it.
And for comfort, maybe the buffer and the gas block and
That's
other things.
not an absolute need.
Not an absolute need.
If you want the gun to work 100% of the time,
Well,
you're going to need to change out a little bit.
if you're an overgassed, if you take a M&P 15 off the shelf that's overgassed like crazy, you can shoot 300 subs through that and it'll still run. Because you have such a light reciprocating. Essentially the thing with off-the-shelf factory guns is they need to make sure that they work in all environments. The last thing Smith & Wesson wants is a bunch of calls, and essentially the solution is send out a lighter buffer.
Right, yeah. They need to make sure it works in 90-degree Texas or 110-degree Texas and like 20-degree Minnesota.
Negative 20-degree Minnesota coming here soon. So essentially kind of your run-of-the-mills. It's once you start getting up into more of the tune guns that's tuned for 5.56, might be using like an H2 or an H3 buffer. They might have some special stuff going on with the gas system.
Those are going to be more comfortable to shoot.
Yes, just as long as it runs.
Well, yeah.
But so there's that, like the compatibility is nice, but then you get into like outside of compatibility and just like keeping track of, okay, which one's 300, which one's 5.56. Then you get into the like, what is the use case of it?
Yeah, I think that's actually a big part of this whole discussion is what are you actually using this little...
Yeah, so I mean, at the end of the day, a 300 Blackout round is essentially a 5.56 neck down. So actually the body of the case is identical. You can actually take one of these and do stuff with it. and end up with this. I'm not going to use bad words. But essentially, from a manufacturing standpoint, it's the same base brass, different bullet, different weights of powder, probably different powder as well.
I
But
think this is technically, if we go into NATO terms, I think this is like 7.62 by 3.5.
this would be 7.62.
So, and I think it's by 3.5.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So
It's not quite by 3.9, which is like
3.9
the
would be
standard
an AK
AK round. I believe it is the same projectile. The comments can let me know, but I did research this a while back. The same projectile as the 308.
Yep.
So it's basically like you want to shoot 308 out of an AR. This is kind of the way to do it. If you out of an AR-15, if you don't want to shoot an AR-10,
Yeah, essentially,
kind of a way to do it.
there's kind of a family of diameters of bullets that you end up getting. So it's like you can shoot a 22 LR through a barrel that's made for 5.56. It's kind of that family of calibers. So yeah, 308. The biggest thing that you're going to notice different between a 300 Blackout and the 308 is just the profiles of the bullet. If you notice on the 300s, there's actually some crimp lines on the bullet itself.
Yeah.
That just helps when they produce it. They crimp it. It just helps hold the bullet in position.
have to find a way to put this on screen so that they can see.
Yeah, and then with a 308, you might see that further down, or you might not see it at all, because 308 is more precision round.
Yeah. More long range intended.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think anyone can agree saying that 300 Blackout's a long range caliber.
Yeah, I don't think so. Although I have seen some people stretch it out to around 300 yards or so. I believe that's where most of the ballistic testing kind of ends. The ballistic data kind of ends around 300 yards.
From doing a lot of research, or not a lot, a bit of research, it was about 150, 200, and it depends. So the other thing with 300 Blackout is there's supersonic. I think you can get like 77 grain, 70 grain. 300 Blackout rounds, they actually aren't that much more expensive than 223.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to bring up actually, because when you talk about 300 Blackout, there's basically two versions. You have
Then you get
supersonic,
into
subsonic.
the subsonic, and most of those are going to be around the 220 grain mark, that flying right around 1,000, 1,050 FPS.
Like these ones from MadTech, I think these are 200 grain subs.
Okay.
Pretty standard ammo from our guys at Bulk Munitions. Those guys are pretty awesome. Go give those guys a check out.
But yeah, so I mean, at the end of the day, it's like this is running up the 300 Blackout subs are running 1,000 FPS, where 5.56, 3,000, 3,200. So I mean, it's literally going 3 times as fast.
Yeah.
And so over distance, I mean, essentially 300 is going to drop like a rock after 200 yards. Depends what you're sighted into, but.
And your barrel's gonna have a little something to say about that too.
Yes.
The length of
Well,
the barrel.
so
but what we're not talking about is the kinetic energy transfer from a bullet going 1,000 feet per second versus a bullet that's going 3,000 feet per second. Because this is a larger round, but it's traveling at 1/3 the speed.
Pros and cons. Yep. Yeah. So essentially, 55 grain, 220 grain, 4x the weight in the bullet itself, going 3 times slower. So I mean, weigh that out, do the math. At the end of the day, I'm pretty sure 5.56 does have more kinetic energy available. But yeah, I mean, a lot of it's just application driven, and like, what are you doing with it? What do you want to do? I mean, I guess argue with me here is 300 Blackout subs through a can are so much more enjoyable than a 5.56 through a can.
Oh yes.
If all you're doing is going out and shooting a competition or just shooting steel for fun on the range, I think the 300 Blackout is great for that.
You think so? You think even better than 5.56?
That's where I would argue.
if-
5.56 or 9 mil, baby.
If I want to shoot suppressed, right?
Okay.
If I want to do all of that and be suppressed, right? I think the
9 mil.
300 Blackout is gonna 9 mil. I think is personally. I think if you want to shoot 300 Blackout, just get a crank or something and shoot 7.62 by 3.9. If you want to shoot a rifle, just get something that's in 5.56. I think this is a
9 mil is going to be hard to get in an AR platform. To be fair, like you can build a PCC or get a PCC, but those are going to be a little bit more finicky.
Oh,
than
Ruger's
the
got their
standard
PC carbines. You got the MCXs, Scorpions, the Kuna now.
we
Like,
get to rotate back to the reliability stuff on the 9 mil PCCs.
oh, they're pretty good, just as long as you don't get
Just as long as you don't have Charlie.
Yeah.
Well, no, I've built plenty of 9mm that don't have problems. Just one of them had problems.
Yeah.
The one time we went out on a competition, Charlie's one PCC had all the problems.
And I
that day.
still beat you
And
guys.
you still outscored us. Yes.
But yeah, and from a, I guess, like usage perspective, I think the biggest debate is, I don't think anyone's going to try to fight for 300 Blackout as like a true battle caliber.
Where I've seen this getting used the most in Texas is just hog hunting.
Yep.
Guys go up in the blind. They want to shoot suppress, so it's nice and quiet while they're in the blind. They're shooting at pigs 50 meters in front of the blind at a feeder. 300 Blackout is exceptionally good for that. I know the original argument for SOCOM was it's for sentry removal, but that is such a niche down. I'm dead serious. Like, oh, I gotta take this guy out on the wall and then infiltrate the base. Like it's the sentry removal. It's like a very niche use.
Yeah.
So I don't think it quite ended up ever fulfilling. I don't know if anyone's ever used a 300 Blackout to do that. I couldn't tell you that. But I know the most common thing I've seen this used for down in Texas is hog hunting. Guys just they want something that shoots nice and soft and quiet inside their blind, and they want to be able to shoot not once, but they want to be able to shoot 30 rounds and reload and shoot 30 more rounds and try to get as many of those pigs as they can from
Because you're
the
just
blind.
mowing down stuff.
Well, you're not
it's
just
not like
mowing
deer.
them
It's
down.
not like
You're-
deer hunting around
Right,
here, where it's like
no.
you're taking one shot and that's
No.
kind of it.
No,
Well,
with
they
the
travel
pigs,
in
you've
packs, so-
you've got like 18 to 20 pigs at the feeder. And if you go through a whole mag, you might get 3 of them before they get away. And then you got to sit there 15 to 20 minutes because the pigs are real dumb. They'll come right back. They will come right back to the feeder after 15, 20 minutes, and then you do it again. So that's really where I've seen these used the most. If I were ever going to do a 300 Blackout, it probably wouldn't even be for pig hunting. Because I already know that I built a Mark 18 for hog hunting. If I were building one of these, it would be 1, because I wanted a 300 Blackout just to say I had one, and 2, it would literally be because I want to shoot subs on the range without ear protection on.